Who is the best Minecraft YouTuber? I mean, you've seen the title, so we're talking about
Dan from the Zama Minecraft.
DanTDM for the longest time was my favorite YouTuber. Anything he made, I watched. Anything he said was law. If Dan told me to kill a man, I'd do it. I served in the DAB for 8 years. I think I know what I'm talking about. I wanted to meet him so bad I had dreams of walking around Walmart and bumping into him. Why Dan would be in a random Walmart in Maryland? I don't know. Don't ask me. I was like 8. What was he talking about? Oh yeah, the guy from the Minecraft movie and the Skylanders show and E-Boy. Now, as a man with such talent, what if he got a red show? Actually, Dan's blue. YouTube Red? Anyone remember that? It was just premium before premium, but they had freaking awesome, cool, exclusive shows to make people like, oh, I really gotta have this. One of them being DanTDM creates a big scene.
I can't move! They squished me with their naked bodies!
On April 7th, 2017, the world was blessed with DanTDM creates a big scene. It's an animation live-action hybrid show with Dan being in
real life
while everyone else is animated. So no
real life
Dr. Treyors for us. The show's about Dan and, well, you know, his big scene.
He said it! He said it!
Now during this time, Dan was on tour, so a lot of the footage used was during his live events he had. But let's go into the cast. Besides Dan, we have Dr. Treyors, and he acts like himself. You know, smart, egotistical, handsome.
What the fuck?
The Pugs, Ellie and Darcy, and they're just kinda assholes, I guess.
Why are you so lame? Why does everyone hate DanTDM so much?
They're in this weird, like, Amanda Anaconda style. They aren't the only ones that look like this, but I'll talk about him later. Mr. Pig, he's the wise one, and he's fat and likes eating, and that's about it. Craig the mailman, he's just here. He just does nothing really. I don't even know why he's in the series, to be honest. They literally give him nothing. Eve, she's like Dan's co-host, and she's like a geek in like science. I know talking about the personalities aren't really interesting, but we're almost done. Then, you thought the Pugs looked off? Well, look at Evil Dan. This is horrifying.
What the hell is even that?
Handsomer?
I don't know why they couldn't just have him in the style of Trey or Craig, or just have Dan or someone dressed up as him. Except for they fucking did. And his trait is that he's evil and doesn't like Dan, and everyone hates him.
Why does everyone hate me?
Wait, why is he kind of relatable? Also, there's these parrots, and they just don't do anything really. And finally, there's one more OG character. You know, from the good old mod showcase days. Good old Denton. Treyors' evil twin brother. Remember him? What's a good transition?
Elephant green screen effect.
Oh, his head is literally up my butt. Oh no.
We saw Dan showing off his gang, all hyped about his live show. After the intro, which is probably one of the best parts of the show, so good it starts making me dance around like I'm SpongeBob in a little yellow book.
I feel better already.
Dan enters his show and there's no one. This guy appears and he's like, Mr. TDM. Everyone calls him Mr. TDM, I just think it's funny. And he says everyone freaking hates it, and Dan checks Twitter and everyone's like, you fucking suck, die, which is, you know, pretty accurate. In the meantime, Dan's trying to find a winning performance until his next show. After screwing around for a week, he talks to his friends, maybe I should put friends in quotes.
Okay, how about this? A play about two beautiful pugs. You're their wicked, ugly stepmom.
Mr. Pig is like, post to the fans! And that inspires Dan to just ask his fans on Twitter what to do. Epic freaking montage ensues, and Dan decides to run to the theater while everyone else drives.
I'm gonna run.
I hope nothing bad happens because Dan decides to run. I don't know how to drive a car, only DanTDM does. What? I meant like being late, which he is. Treyors tries to keep the crowd under control by using a duplicator to make another Dan.
That can't be good. You gotta be fucking kidding.
Holy crap, Lois, it's evil freaking DanTDM. Now, I love Dan and all, but sometimes you can really see him not being a good actor show through.
It was weird meeting my evil twin. His hair was ridiculous. But I had to get on with the show, so I decided to beat him at his own game. Literally. Luckily, I'm good at games. Very good.
Anyways, Dan beats Evil Dan in this shitty game, and I cannot tell you how much I hate these little Dan things. Then there's a dance battle, Dan wins again, and that's the end. Every episode ends on this weird, like, moral thing. It's not really important or anything, I just want to at least mention it once. And to be honest, this first episode isn't that good, but trust me, it gets better.
Oh, Man, that guy is extremely naked.
The crew's being productive doing, this.
That was hard to swallow.
Eve comes in saying, oh no, she can't make it to tonight's show. There's like this cutaway interview segment thing, and Dan says,
That was hard to swallow.
it's the funniest thing to me. I don't care. I have the humor of a 12-year-old. Back to Eve, and she said she doesn't want to do the show because she's actually getting bullied on Twitter.
He's so fat and ugly.
Eve goes out to meet her friend Jess and is like, I am not a scientist. I'm a normal person. DanTDM's show, I do more than that. What do British people say? Bloody hogwash, mate. I think it's more Australian, but they're pretty much the same, but one knows what a toothbrush is. Back to Dan, and he needs a new Eve for the show. The rest of the crew auditions, and there's nothing really here, besides straight bashing his brains out. Meanwhile, Eve is going clothes shopping because she's a totally normal girl who doesn't like dumb loser stuff like science. What a freaking nerd. And there's this lady that gives them the death stare when they come in. I don't know if she's an actor or anything, but like, you better look out, Eve. This chick will kill you in your sleep. Anyways, Jess doesn't need to be herself, you know? The science stuff, that's what makes her cool. And now Eve is coming back to the show. But with Dan, everyone sucks ass. So Dan just makes a parrot her, and that's the most a parrot does in the series. So sorry, parrot fans, all 0 of you. She returns to show is saved, yippee doo dah day, the end. Also, there was this really funny part where she just replies to a hate comment, and she's like,
Yes, I am a nerd, but worm, I'm studious. From my cerebral cortex to my gluteus.
we start with this game.
I'm eating your fluffy marshmallow tree.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
You know the jokes about movies having no idea how video games work? You know,
Granny overboard.
do it 10 times for the series. Anyways, Evil Dan breaks the
Games console.
and that's for the games for the show. Oh no. So what would you naturally do? You know, maybe buy a new console or...
We'll just go back to the game developers. They're bound to have a copy.
What the hell are you talking about? It's a console. I know I'm applying logic to a kid's show, but that's
That was
just hard
hard
to
to
swallow.
swallow.
So they go to the game dev's place, but they're not there anymore. So they try to find a games company to make the games. Do I bother questioning this? The logic is so stupid it almost makes Dan die.
This is a disaster.
Dan enters the game place, and sweet mother of pearl, there's some horrible acting ahead. I know I can't talk because I can barely read the script, but...
We need some games for our show.
Name?
Dan.
Dan.
TDM.
Mr.
I love this guy. Give this guy an Oscar. But just as Dan is about to get kicked out, the gamer from Mars calls and is like, I'm such a big fan, and invites them all into his office.
Did he just say hell yeah?
They talk about the game and holy shit, I thought Mr. Acting was bad, but
You guys do all your clothes shopping together?
What are their names? Copy and paste?
you have to try to laugh this bad. These guys are ruining your show, Dan.
The games.
The games. Great. Let's get cracking.
No thank you. Epic freaking creating game montage. Evil Dan calls Gamer from Mars like a loser or something, and Dan freaking crashes out.
How about you just stay out of the way?
Evil Dan enters a secret room and holy crap, Lois, it's Denton. And these games are actually to hypnotize Dan's fans. Oh freaking no. Dan says the games are evil, but no one believes him. So he just leaves, and we get this music number, and I can't lie, it's great. I need someone to make a full cover of this song because I could die happy.
Should I go? Should I go? Should I go? No, I must return and save the show.
Anyways, guess what happens? Everyone gets hypnotized, and Evil Dan saves the day. Is he dead?
That was hard to swallow.
Wow, Dan's in space! Oh, it's just a VR movie. I really thought Dan was in space there for a second. But the ending is so good that makes everyone realize that the end of Dan's show kinda sucks. And I don't think I brought it up, but when the show tries being funny, there's a 1 in 10 chance it's actually unironically funny. I don't want to be mean, but like, do you really find this funny?
It's just you flipping a coin.
This next one is going to be heads. Oh.
The gang discusses ideas, and there's a subplot with the pugs being models, and it doesn't merge into the main plot at all, and they just do an ad, leave, and rejoin the group. You can completely remove it and the plot would not change. Anyways, Doc Trayor suggests shooting Dan out of a cannon, but testing it out, Dan finds out it's too dangerous, until he gets the idea of going to a movie studio, after figuring out what a green screen is.
Ha! Ha ha ha!
You are a scientist. Dan and Evil Dan get into a fight, and then light bulb. They decided it should end in a fight, but Evil Dan and DanTDM didn't want to lose the fight, so that's why he's
In real life.
and the fight's pretty good, but that's probably the best part of the episode because I'm gonna be honest, this episode sucked fat monkey nuts. We start with Dan dreaming that he's a clown because this episode deals with Dan's fears, and I guess juggling images of fruit shivers him down to his core. Here's one of the very few jokes that are actually pretty funny.
But I used to hate being around people. School was a nightmare.
Oh my god, look at him.
Troyors tells Dan to face his fears, and guess what? Coincidentally, Dan just got sent in a game called Game of Fear. He plays the game, and I guess it does look better than, you know, this. But Dan gives these in-game diamonds to a Dr. X, but oh no, it's actually freaking Denton. So now Dan's life is a video game.
My life is like a video game.
Dan tells everyone to meet him at the theater, but he has to adapt his new life as a video gamer. Just play the funny footage of Dan running at stock images.
Level 1, go!
Whoa!
Level 1, win!
So he gets to the theater and we find out that being fearful, I guess, hurts him, so he needs to face his fears. And that will set him free from being stuck in the video game, I guess. That makes sense. That makes so much sense, actually. So he decides to play the guitar on stage. So they go down to the music studio and...
Cool walking sound,
dude. I said that at SpongeBob Daily, actually. And it's already a band, and holy shit, they're doing something with Craig, finally! Let's see what he does.
Okay, stop.
Yeah, no wonder why you didn't get any screen time. This is hot fucking ass. Maybe I should give him another chance, you know, be a little bit forgiving.
How are you today? Your mail's on its way. I'm
You gotta be fucking kidding.
Anyways, it's time for Dan to shine, and the jokes are actually really good in this episode.
So this was it. Time to face my fears. I wasn't scared.
Dan, you were holding my hand very tightly.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Evil Dan, nice ass.
Dan is able to make the song, but when the time comes, he's too nervous. But with the power of friendship, he's able to pass the test. Get it? It's like the song lyric. Hey guys, it's me, DanTDM. Har last episode. A new show started and everyone's happy until Evil Dan goes up on stage and everyone boos him. And he can't understand why everyone else is getting love. Hell, I think Mr. Pig's telling us how much he fucks.
I get love. A lot of love. A lot.
Evil Dan runs off because he's angry he's not a star. He finds this diamond. Oh, sorry, eh?
Blue diamond of infinite power.
Denton uses a diamond and turns everyone into paper. And you can really hear the emotion in Dan's voice.
No!
So in order to save him, he just goes to the animators and they reanimate him. Cool. What's that? What's that? Oh, that's a musical number here. Musical number.
I walk alone.
During the song, there's like this guy. He's like, "Hey, you that playing YouTuber? DanTDM, is that you?"
You're DanTDM, ain't ya?
I just think it's funny. Also, there's another side plot with Evil DanTDM, but nothing really happens with them. Dan gets to the animator and they're back in like a second. But they have some requests upon being, you know, presumably back from the grave. But they escape because Dan says it's not gonna work. Following their trails now with the pugs being tall, Mr. Pig being skinny, and Treyor's pedophile. Anyways, he convinces them all to go back to their normal selves. But Dan has a special request. We transition to the theater, and he calls Evil Dan on stage, and everyone loves him. Well, laughs at him, because Dan gave him this crazy hair. And that's how the series ends, but let me give you my final thoughts. I think the show's great. I don't care if the plot is really simple and doesn't really make sense at times. I'm able to actually, you know, enjoy the show, not just ironically enjoying it. Dan will never be unentertaining to me. So a show with him is truly something I enjoy. Outro me here. I just want to say some quick things. I had a real lack of anything creative. I'd almost call it like a depression. But I feel like the universe gave me a sign because I was working on a video and I got a comment and it struck me deeply. I was working on a Fun Video TV video. I was just struggling on it. It's just not really much to talk about, but I hope you enjoy all that good stuff. Bye-bye.